Josh's original one. Good, another air article. I never read those.
I don't blame them. They're all terrible.
So they're talking about the term, how it's not even in literature. They've never seen it in articles or books. Yeah, I mean, I do see it in articles, but generally in articles about why it's a nonsense term. But
Or
yes,
just how the term has evolved over time and its use
exactly.
in discourses and things like that.
Oh, Manny says, be careful when we bring up Dillahunty. Why do we need to be careful? What's he going to do? Slam a phone down on
Show up.
us?
Yeah, he'll show up and just bombard the chat with nonsense, like he did with that Pink Heretic or whatever her name is,
All right.
where she asked atheists about feelings that she gets when she, like intuitions and things like that. And he jumped in and went, "Why are you bringing this up with atheists? Atheists it just speaks about our belief about God." And like went on this rant and derailed the entire thing because she shouldn't have been asking atheists.
Why not? I mean, technically they're your tribe, aren't they? So why on earth wouldn't you? I mean, it's sometimes better to address people that you do have a commonality with, because they might not treat you so much as if you're stupid, or you'd expect them to. But apparently, Matt didn't.
Yep. Oh, he's such a douchebag. Oh, wait a minute. I brought him up again.
LB says, what happened on Tuesday? Stream crashed on us. Yeah, sorry about that. We didn't even realize. So the software has been having a bit of an issue recently, where it keeps on streaming but not streaming, so it doesn't tell us that we've lost connection. So Dave and I carried on chatting for about half an hour, and then we saw that we hadn't, and we're like, I can't remember everything we said over the last half hour. We've basically done our intro to why the hell are we atheists, discussing the different types of atheists. We're going to continue next week and speak about justification. So hopefully it won't happen next Tuesday. Manny says, have you guys brought up the court case analogy? So no, I haven't, but I do have an article on the court case analogy. So that's talking about the difference between a claim and a belief, and the justifications for it. But there are other court case analogies that are out there. I'm just talking about the one that I've done.
And there's the whole, I'm not saying God's guilty of not existing. I'm saying he's not guilty of existing.
Keep in mind, atheism and agnosticism are both polysemous, meaning they have a lot of usages. Yeah. I agree with that. It's yes, no, or I don't know. Yeah, that's basically your three epistemic attitudes. Or belief, disbelief, and suspensive judgment is another way to put it. Yeah, that's the conversation about knowledge, which I checked up on earlier. Leon's reading Graham Oppy's book on atheism and agnosticism. Awesome. Oh, you not read that one yet either, Dave?
No.
Oh. Simple and straightforward. Yeah, wicked. Imagine using lactheism logic while programming. Yes. I think that's one of the things that that helped me understand propositional logic a little bit better myself, because I am a programmer. I do understand these things maybe from a slightly different perspective, so it's quite easy to slot it in and apply it to something else. And it's why when I've done a few different articles on it, I've used things like a light switch being on or off, and our attitude to whether we think the light switch is on or off. So imagine a room, you've gone out your house and you're at a party and you can't remember if you left the light switch on or off, and you say to your partner, do you think we left the light switch on? And they can give you an attitude of, yes, I think we did, or no, I'm sure we switched it off, or I'm not sure whether we did or we didn't. It's a really simple way to explain the epistemic attitudes. Possibly too simplistic, but I like making things really simple. because I'm really simple.
You and me both.
So if you make a quadrant box for theism, would any of those boxes also correspond with the atheist quadrant diagram? Yeah. Oh, he says disregard my question after that. Okay, I'll ignore it. Leon says, I remember running into that image as a lacktheist. It literally made zero sense to me because of how pointless those definitions were. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it was the thing that everyone was throwing around. So I can understand how everybody that also identifies as an atheist is all using the same memes and things like that. And it gets into your head. I mean, we are tribalistic creatures, we're pattern recognition machines. So people who are the same as us, or we perceive to be the same as us, yeah, I can understand why it's really easy for anyone to get tied up into that quadrant, especially if they don't understand much about knowledge and beliefs, which from reading that diagram, they don't. And to be honest, when I didn't, I'd probably say that, yeah, I could understand it. I can understand what people were saying from it. Yeah, it makes sense. I didn't see the point in it, but there was probably a time where I identified as an agnostic atheist. You know, I was wrong. Well, I wasn't wrong, but you know what I mean. I realised that the position was actually a little bit irrational. Unrational. What's going on with my words tonight? Matt will either cut us off, get anal, and probably block us on Twitter. So, Matt is dogmatic as hell. Yes.
Say, hasn't he already blocked you? But no, that was Aaron Raw, wasn't it?
Yeah, Aaron Ra. I'm blocked by the most irrational people on Twitter. So that's Ken Ham, Aaron Ra, and Randolph the Red-Nosed Lacktheist. Oh, and obviously Duke, because I blocked him because I'd had enough of his shit. And a week later, he realised that I'd actually blocked him, so he then blocked me back. Yeah. As LB says, it's the problem with many fresh ex-Christians believe every shit he says. Yeah, I mean, I think the thing is, when you're casting off the shackles, when you finally feel free, especially from a very fundamentalist religion, you do sort of try and assert your position in the in-group, but so that you still feel connected to people, but you're also like, oh my God, I can't believe I was so stupid to think this stuff. And then you attack other people for still believing in this stuff. And generally, you've got people don't put themselves back into the place that they were at. Was it really someone going, "Oh, you're such a stupid idiot" on the internet that convinced them that their religious beliefs were wrong, or was it something else? And if it was something else, which it usually is, perhaps they need to take that approach. So Cosmic Skeptic did a vid on the quadrant. Lately he's been doing reviews on old vids, and I wonder if he's changed his mind since he started at Oxford. Yes. Maybe. In fact, as we're I'm gonna quickly switch things back round. 1 second.